Hello there everybody, how's it going? Yeah, this video, I don't know if I had the energy to do it really, and the reason I say that is because it's something I've covered maybe, a while ago, a similar topic, and I was sort of hoping I didn't have to cover it again, but here we go. So, before I talk about this, it's basically an issue we had with a taxi company again. And I want to tell you the story and just a little bit of backstory quickly. If you haven't watched my previous videos I've had on taxi drivers in Guernsey and issues of not turning up and stuff, I'll leave a link in the description. You can watch them back. And I thought that was all sorted out, but another experience. So before I tell the story, I know I'm going to get loads of comments about this. So with the taxi drivers, I know there's been a taxi shortage and I know they're getting more, and hopefully we're getting back to where we should be with all the taxi drivers. But this is about ordering a taxi and what happened just 2 days ago. And also I know that there's independent taxi drivers that are really good. And I know there's good taxi drivers out there. Okay, so I just want to put it out there. You may come to Guernsey and never experience this. However, you may, because the story I'm going to tell you, someone from the UK was telling me this is the service they've had. So I just wanted to share the story, and I thought twice about doing this because I thought I have spoken about taxis before, and I don't want to look like I'm targeting taxi drivers, and I'm certainly not targeting all of them. But there is still this thing with them where they're given bad service. So let me know in the comments what you think about this. As I say, if you are a taxi driver in Guernsey, I'm not tying everyone the same brush. I don't think you should be. However, I think some people may, if they have a bad experience in Guernsey, might tie all the taxi drivers together and say they're all not good. But I would argue that I would say there is good taxi drivers, okay, because I've experienced good service. But lately, not sure. So what happened was I had a trainer over. So one of my businesses, we had a trainer over from the United Kingdom. Okay, she was over here purely to see us, to train some staff, and she was staying at the Peninsula Hotel, which is about 10 minutes from here. It's on the coast. It's by Roos Beach, Roos Bay, Grand Hove. And so she's staying there. And the training was at Oatlands Village. And if you're not familiar with where that is, and you may not be, Oatlands Village is about, at the most, it's a 10-minute drive. So what happened was, she did the training. So she trained everyone, did a training day, and was finished for the day. So wanted to go back to her hotel. So the training was at Oatlands. So she phoned a taxi because she didn't have any way, and the staff unfortunately couldn't give her a lift. So she said, "That's fine, I'll book a taxi." So she phoned up this taxi company, okay, and I'm not going to name them because it wasn't actually me. It was someone else. You know, it wasn't me. If it was me getting the taxi, I'd say they were, but you know. So anyway, she phoned this taxi company up, and she said, "Hi, I'm at Oatlands, and I would like a taxi to Peninsula Hotel." It was about, she phoned about 2 or 3 hours before she needed it, and they said, "Okay, that's fine." She said, "Could I book it for 3:30 to take me from Oatlands Village to Peninsula Hotel?" And they said, "Well, we can't do 3:30, but we can do 3:15. Is that okay?" And she said, "Okay, I can be there. I can be ready for 3:15." And they said, or they agreed where she was going to wait. There's a jeweller's at Oatlands Village. So it's in the car park, so she was going to wait outside the jewellers. So she obviously got there. Well, she was already there. She said she was there about 3:05 because she actually finished early. So she was just sat on the wall. It's a busy place. I was just watching the world go by. And so the taxi was booked for 3:15. She was there about 3:05, sat on the wall at the agreed place to be picked up. And you probably know where this is going. Surprise, surprise. Taxi didn't turn up. And she was telling me this. And my ears just pricked up because obviously I've had a lot of hassle with them before. And so I asked her to tell me the story, and I'm just relaying what she told me to you. And I said, okay, so I just went through the details. I said, you definitely organised where you're going to be picked up. She said, yeah, the jewellers in the car park. I was waiting there the whole time. They never turned up. They just didn't turn up. So she said, what I had to do in the end, she said I had to phone another taxi company. And another taxi driver eventually turned up and took her to her place. And she said, the funny thing was, the taxi driver that picked her up, the second company, she said, I had a really bad feeling from them. They didn't seem very happy that it was such a short distance. And I said, really? He said, he didn't say that, but she said, I was left with a very bad feeling in my mouth. That he said, I've had to come from town to come here, and it's only a short journey. She said, he made me feel like, the taxi driver made me feel like I shouldn't have booked it because it's too short journey. And my response was, well, it's their job, they're taxis. It shouldn't matter how far the journey is. It doesn't matter if it's a 10-minute journey or what. It's a service. Your job surely is to ferry people from one person to another. You shouldn't have a moody taxi driver or a taxi driver that's off of you because it's a short journey. I said, that's completely out of order. And she told me she's been to Guernsey once before, and she said she had a very bad experience with the taxi driver there. So this lady is coming to Guernsey to train people, and every time she said she's been left with a very bad experience with the taxis. And she said it's really alien for me to feel like that because in the UK, they're all very friendly and they pick you up and we never have any hassle. She said, I appreciate it's different as an island, but she said, I was a bit put off that he seemed very off with me, she said. He didn't seem like he wanted me to, he wasn't happy he was doing such a short journey. So she said, I tipped him as well. I tipped him more money because I felt really bad, like he wasn't earning enough money. And she said he seemed a bit happier. So, yeah. So the taxi driver didn't turn up again. As I say, what can you say? Let me know your comments. See you next time.